Thank you all for joining the call today. My name is Merecco Turner. I'm a National Director for the awesome and incredible Team TNT. I want to welcome you all to Triumphant Tuesday. Today's call is going to be a little bit different. As I was telling my friends who are on the actual call line today, listen, Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder and National Director Ray Hendrickson are out working today. They have been out all day long since early this morning. Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder left Maryland to get here to New York, and they have some meetings to take today before they shove off to Philadelphia because they have a huge BOM that they're going to be doing today. So I just want to encourage you all to get someone out to that BOM today. It is going to be world class. You have never seen anything like this before. I'm elated to be a part of it today. I'm elated today to be on this call with you, even though Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder is not able to be on this live stream today. He asked me to jump on here and hold it down, and I said absolutely. I would be remiss if I did not get on this call and help my leader out today. So listen, I just want to encourage you all today to do me a favor. No, retract that. Let me retract that. I want you to do someone else a favor. I want you to give someone a phone call. Tell them about this Facebook live streaming that we're doing. Let them know about the Platinum Lunch and Learn Live Facebook Live moment. Let them know that we get on here every single day because we want to share this information with as many people as possible. Our mission is to elevate humanity. And with that being said, I just want you to send someone this Facebook live stream. Send them out to, tell them to log on, facebook.com/thomas.felder.77. Have them get on the stream. Or listen, if they're at work and they can't log on, can't get on the computer right now, or maybe they're on the bus, or maybe they're on the road, and maybe all they can do is call in, we'll have them dial in. Have them call in to 641-715-3670, and the access code is 885-200. Once again, my name is Merecco Turner. I'm a National Director for this awesome and incredible team called TNT. Welcome to Triumphant Tuesday. And, you know, today is a very special day for me, not only because I'm holding this call down for you guys, but it's special to me because last night I had the opportunity to meet with a young lady, National Director Ray Hendrickson and myself. We had the opportunity to meet with the young lady who has had some challenges in her life. She's 21 years old, and I actually met her a couple of weeks ago as I was leaving one of our business partners' house, doing what we call the 7 days to success with them and getting them up to speed on their business. And when I saw this young lady, I saw her going door to door, knocking and knocking and knocking, and I said, what is she doing? What is she out here doing? She's go to one house, she goes to the next one. Go to another house, go to the next one. And then I saw a clipboard in her hand, and it dawned on me that she's working. She was actually going door to door selling energy. And I said, well, you got to be pretty tenacious in the neighborhood that she was in to be going door to door. Not only that, she's a young lady. She's only 21 years old, and she was by herself. So I pulled over to her and I said, excuse me. I said, I don't mean to, please excuse me. I'm not, trying to be weird or anything, but are you out here selling energy? And she says, yes, I am. And I said, wow. I said, you've got to have a lot of guts to go out here and do something like that. Where's your supervisor? Where's this person and that person? And she said, they're somewhere else. I don't know where they were at the time, but she says, I'm pretty much out here by myself. And I'm just trying to make some money. I'm really looking for an opportunity. I was hoping that maybe you'd have one for me. I saw you come around the corner before, and you just looked like someone who had something to offer. It made me feel great inside when she said that, because little did she know I did, and I do. That's why we get on this call every single day. For those of you listeners who are just now logging on, I want you to please send this link out to someone. Facebook.com/Thomas.Felder, FELDER.77. Or have them dial in 641-715-3670. Access code 885-200 #. Have them get on and just listen. Listen, like many of you all who are getting on this call today, I was just like you a short while ago. A year and a half ago, I was looking for a business opportunity. And the business opportunity came through a pocket dial. Me pocket dialing a friend that I hadn't spoke with in maybe 6, 7, 8 years. And growing up in my hometown in Louisville, Kentucky, I was always looking for opportunity. I was always looking for a way to make a better way for myself. I was always thinking ahead of the curve. I was always trying to, be more intuitive about life and learning new ways to create income and new ways to progress in life. And I grew up in a single-parent home, had a lot of family members around me, my grandmother, my uncles, but for the most part, my mother raised me as a single parent. And I didn't meet my father until I was 13 years old, but I just remember watching my mother work tirelessly every single day. And, truth be told, my mother, when she was younger, she traveled the world. She had gone to places like Paris and Venice and Milan and Rome. And, she really lived a great life. She was a jazz singer. She was a model. For many of you all who live in Louisville, Kentucky, my mother was actually Miss West Louisville, as we say in Louisville, Miss West Louisville. And if I'm not mistaken, I think she was Miss Kentucky as well. And when my mother found out she was, pregnant with me, she kind of put those dreams on the back burner for herself. And she said, my son, my child, who I will be giving birth to, will become my new dream. The son that I'm having, this child that I'm having, is my new mission in life. And my mother gave up a lot of her dreams just so that she could take care of me. And my mother even went back to school. She went back to school to become a nurse. She was actually working in a doctor's office as a medical assistant for a very, very long time. And you know what? I used to wake up in the middle of the night, and I literally mean the middle of the night. My mother would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it would be pitch dark outside. But, she had to get ready for work because she had to go to work and go to school all in the same day. So she would actually get up and start making me breakfast in the wee hours of the morning. She would also make lunch for us. She would actually put it in the microwave for me so that it would stay warm. And all I would have to do is go in, press a minute, 2 minutes, whatever, warm my breakfast up, and I could be out the door going to school. But my mother used to walk out the door at about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, walking a 2.5 block radius or 3 block radius to catch a bus just to go to work. And then later on, she would catch another bus to go to school, and then later on catch another bus back to work, and then another bus back home when it was dark outside. And she did this year after year after year after year, and I never remember hearing her complain one single time. Not once did I ever hear her complain. Was she tired? Absolutely she was tired. And I could see it on her face. I could literally see the exhaustion in her face every single day. But she never complained about it. And I used to say to myself, wow, man, I know my mother's tired. I know she's exhausted because sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and I would see her lying on the couch still in her nurse's uniform. She never even went to bed sometimes. And truth be told, she would stay up late at night doing homework because when she got home, there was homework to do. She was in school. So she had to make sure that her class assignments were completed for the next day. When I think about that, it makes me think about this. How many of you all are in school right now? How many of you single mothers or single fathers or just fathers and husband and wives decided to go back to school to further your education? And I personally think education is great, but there's also a missing component in education, if I may be frank, in the world that I think is very important, and that's financial literacy. I think that if more people knew more about financial literacy, some of you all may have not gone back to school. Some of you all are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. But what if we could show you a way to make as much money as you want every single year? I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars just by staying at home doing a small business that took up a little bit of your time. Would you be interested in that? I would say you would. How many of y'all would actually go back to school? Many of you all probably wouldn't. And truth be told, I really think if my mother had known of another way to create a massive amount of income at that time, another stream of income, I truly believe she wouldn't have gone back to school. And again, for those of you all who are in school, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with going to school, but what I am saying is this: get financially literate. Listen, you're talking to someone who used to watch his mother get up on mornings that she didn't have to be at work, because her mind's so conditioned to go to school, get a good education, get a good job, you make a lot of money and be successful. That's how her mind was programmed. And that's because that's what was taught to her year after year after year as she was growing up as a little girl, as a teenager, and then into an adult. And so that's burned into our minds growing up. We're told that we have to go to school to get a good education, get a good job, and make a lot of money. Well, if that's really true, then why do you have people like Bill Gates and Mr. Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook who dropped out of Harvard? Why do you have so many multi-billionaires in the world who have gone to school and had created their multi-millions and billions, and some of them never even went to high school? I'm not saying don't go to school. Yes, go to school, get your education, at least, do 12 years, go to high school, get your diploma. All I'm saying is this: there are other options. There are so many other options. And me growing up watching my mother work herself tirelessly into exhaustion, listen, it started to weigh on me. It really started to mess with me when I saw her wake up on a Saturday morning in her normal routine, zipping back and forth in the house like Marvin the Martian, body straight up and feet moving really fast. And I could tell she was tired. She was nervous. She was in a panic. And she said, I tried to stop her. And I said, Mom, can I talk to you for a moment? She says, baby, I can't talk right now. I'm 45 minutes late for work. And if I don't get to this bus and get to work on time, I've got to try and figure out how to make this 45 minutes to an hour up. Because if I don't make it up, it's money that's missing off my paycheck. And then I've got to get another bus to go to school. And then I got to come back to school. And then I got to get home in time to do my homework. And I said, Mom, stop, sweetheart. It's Saturday. You don't have to work or go to school today. She burst into tears, broke down crying like a little baby. How many of you all are experiencing that right now with yourself? How many of you have seen your parents do that? It's not a life that anyone should be living. Listen, the Bible, God says that we would inherit the earth. He said abundance is ours. If that's so, then why are we working 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet? Why are we robbing Peter to pay Paul? Why are we dodging creditors? Why don't we have enough? Why are we opening up our refrigerators and not seeing enough food to get through lunch, let alone dinner? Someone's at work right now. You may not even be on this live feed. You may not even be on this phone call, but someone is at work right now, right this moment, trying to figure out how they're going to eat lunch. A mother right now is sitting thinking, what am I going to prepare for dinner? And she's looking in her bank account that has a negative dollar sign. There is a father who's doing the same exact thing. And he's hurting inside because he feels like he's failing his family. I watched my mother do that before. I like to think that's why she went back to school. She wanted to further her education, but she also wanted to have some stability in our life. Listen, I don't know about you all, but I'm on a mission. My team and our Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder, National Director Ray Hendrickson, we're on a mission. We want to eradicate poverty. Listen, why are there places in the world such as Dubai where there is no lack? There's not even debris on the street. There are places in the world where health insurance is free.
Why do we struggle? Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. I truly believe that. That's why we get on this call every single day. Because if we can give you the information that you'll need to do better in life, if we can help you live a better life, if we can help put more money in your pocket, where you'll have more money than you have every single month, how much better of a quality of life will you live? How much happier will you be? Maybe you can go get a brand new car versus driving the old beat up car you've been driving since high school. Or maybe your first car from college. Or maybe you had to get rid of one car because maybe it got repossessed. I don't know. And then you had to go to a buy here, pay here lot. And every week you're trying to pay on this car, but you're also hiding it around the corner or in a neighborhood or another part of town just so it doesn't get repossessed because you really can't make the payments. No one should have to live that way. Listen, when I watched my mother work herself into exhaustion, I did something about it. I realized early on in life that, I had a talent for singing and songwriting, so I decided, I'm going to exploit these talents, and I'm going to get out here, and I'm going to free my mother. I'm going to create a way where I feel like there's no way, but I'm going to make a way. So I got into the music business at an early age because I just wanted to be able to call my mother and say, Mama, you can quit your job. You can get some rest. You can relax. I just wanted to be the person in my family who eradicated poverty. I just wanted to be the person in my family who said, listen, this is not good enough for us. We deserve more. God said that we have dominion over everything on this earth, so I'm going for it. And truth be told, my R&B group and I, we got picked up by the late great rapper Heavy D. We went on to open up shows also for the likes of Gerald Levert and Brandy and Tony Braxton and Babyface and Jamie Foxx, a lot of artists. And we got to go to New York and traveling here and there, opening up shows for different acts and working in the studios. I worked in the studios with the likes of Teddy Riley and Dave Jam Hall and Norda Michael Walden, The Rock Wilder. I was having a great time in the music business, but I had one thing on my mind. I was just looking to create some legacy. I was looking to create a way that I would have residual income that would come in every single month, no matter what I was doing. Because, see, I wasn't just thinking about myself. At the time, I didn't have children. I was just thinking about my children's children's children. The Bible says a wise man creates an inheritance for his children's children. And that's what I wanted for my family. But I was thinking about my cousins. I was thinking about my aunts. I was thinking about my uncles. I was thinking about all of my friends in my hometown. And I was like, if I could just get to a specific point in this business, I can call my mom, have her retire from her job, and then I can go back home and maybe open up a record label or something. Well, that didn't happen. Because I later on found out that the talent that I have, it's not for everyone. I remember we used to sing this song in church all the time, what God has for me is for me. And until I went back home and saw some of my friends and they were asking me about what I'm doing in the music business, I didn't really understand that song fully until that moment. And I didn't look at it as a way as though they couldn't develop the talent, but it's something that I couldn't teach them. I can't teach them how to sing. It's either they could sing or they couldn't. I couldn't teach them how to write songs. It's either they can write or they can't. I was looking for a way to be able to bring an income producing asset, a vehicle into my hometown that anyone could do. So I said to myself, well, maybe if I start hanging around people like Sean P. Diddy Combs and all these other producers and learn what they know and do what they do, I'll have what they have. And then maybe I can take the money I've made and go back home and create something. So I became a music producer. I started producing for the likes of Aaron Carter. I've worked with Mr. Wyclef Jean. I've scored a couple of movies. And then I went to work with the #1 production camp in the world with Mr. Timberland's camp, himself. But I found out later on that, listen, no matter how much money I would be making, I would still have to create a job for somebody. I would have to create an avenue that someone could walk down and create another stream of income for themselves. But all I knew was music back then. I thought that music was the key for me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I still do music. I still have music placed on TV shows. I still license my music out. But all I'm saying is this. It wasn't ubiquitous enough for my friends and family. It wasn't enough for me to walk to them and say, hey, maybe you could be my assistant. Maybe you can carry my crates. Maybe you can set up the microphones. Maybe you can set up the stage. What if they didn't know how to do those things? And most of them didn't. So I had to find an income-producing asset that would allow me to go back to my hometown and share it with everyone. Because watching my mother work her way into exhaustion was heartbreaking. So much that she became terminally ill. That was the moment I said to myself, I've got to do something. I've got to do something different. Seeing my mother, seeing her break down the way she did when I was younger, it was hard. It hurt. It hurt. Many of you all are experiencing that right now for yourself. Not just a parent, but for yourself. That's why we're on this call. A year and a half ago, a good friend of mine, I hate saying he called me because he didn't. I really pocket dialed him. And I hate saying pocket dial because I don't believe God makes mistakes. I believe that when you're loyal, when you've truly been seeking the word of God, and when you've really been hoping, wishing, and praying and asking him for a blessing, after a while, he says, give my child what they want. He asked the heaven and he asked the universe to yield to you and give you what you want. The day that I got in contact with National Director Ray Hendrickson, he introduced me to a business through a company called 5 Links. Yes, 5 Links. The number 5, Linx. And let me tell you, that day changed my life. He introduced me to a gentleman who makes more in 1 month than most people make in a year. And what's so funny is that I knew of this gentleman already. Most of you know who I'm talking about. Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder. I used to watch this guy's name roll up in credits on the TV show BET, on Hits from the Street and 106 in Park and Spring Bling. I knew who this guy was by his name, but I didn't know him personally. But I also knew that he was the chief attorney who created the largest media acquisition deal in the history of time, making Mr. Bob Johnson one of the 6 African-American billionaires in the world to date. Mr. Hendrickson threw me a lifeline that day. He threw me the rope. He put his hand out. He tossed the baton. Many of us are looking for that life raft. Many of us are just looking, hoping, wishing, and praying that someone will recognize your talents and your gifts and recognize that you need an opportunity and reach back and help you. Most of us don't have that. Well, that's why I'm on this call today. I'm here to share with you the opportunity of 5 Links. Listen, 5 Links has been around since 2001. It's a turnkey operation. Most businesses that you see, they've been around for hundreds of years, for 10 years, 15, 20, 30 years. But let me tell you, 5 Links is a turnkey operation. We've been in the Inc. magazine 505,009 consecutive times. The only other company that we know of in the Northern Hemisphere that's ever done anything like that is Bill Gates' company, Microsoft. So I would like to say that we're in great company. We've been in just about every business periodical that you can think of, MSNBC News, Your Business from Home, Direct Sales News. Listen, we have a A+ credit rating with the Better Business Bureau. Most of you all work at companies that haven't even been rated with the Better Business Bureau. Some of them have Fs. But when I looked at this company, the thing that really struck me about the company is that they work in multiple streams of income. See, 5 Links, we are a customer acquisition company. And all that means is that we help businesses get customers. So we work with a series of Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies that work in the arenas of lights, gas, home phone, cell phone, internet, cable, health insurance, credit card processing, home security systems, and about a dozen other things. So all the major companies, AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, General Electric, Con Edison, PSEG, all the major brands, they looked at a gentleman by the name of Mark Zuckerberg who created Facebook. Yes, we're on Facebook Live right now. Some people don't even know that Mark Zuckerberg was the creator of it. They don't even know his name. They know his first name is Mark, but they don't know his last name. Mark Zuckerberg. This gentleman single-handedly made a billion-dollar empire, created a billion-dollar empire, and he never, ever placed an ad in radio, on a billboard, on television. All he used was social media and word-of-mouth advertising. So all of these companies like AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, Con Edison, all of them, they look and they're like, wait a minute. We spend billions of dollars every single year on advertisement. Every month, millions of dollars for 30-second spots every day, and we're not seeing nowhere near the financial traction that we should be seeing. So they got smart. They started doing their market research on Mark Zuckerberg and saw that he used social media and word-of-mouth advertisement. So they were like, just maybe if we did the same thing, maybe we could save ourselves some money. Because they understood that if they could just lower some of their rates, pass a discount to some of their customers, new customers, rates would drop dramatically. What does that mean for them? That means instead of them spending $2 million every month for advertisement, maybe they could spend $1 million and drop $1 million to their bottom line. You know what that is? That's increasing profit margins. So they got smart. They started searching for companies that would help them obtain customers and share these opportunities of savings. Anywhere from 15 to 20% on average, sometimes more, sometimes less, just really depends on where you're located. Taxes, things of that nature. They found 5 links. And when they found 5 links, they saw that we were the #1 acquisition company in the world. They saw that we had been in every periodical known to man pretty much. And they came to us and they said, listen, if you will help us get customers, we'll pay you greatly. You know what we said? How about we get your customers for free? And all of the money that we help you save, because we want you to pass a savings on to the customer, all the money that you save, pay our representatives, because representatives come first in 5 links. So, we did the deal. And let me share something with you. Most of us, every single month, we're paying bills. We're paying what's called residual bills. Lights, gas, home phone, cell phone, internet, cable, health insurance. These bills we pay and we don't even think about it. Some of us have automatic withdrawal. It comes right out of our bank account. Now let me ask you a question. Who's getting paid off these deals? Who's getting paid off of your bills? You or someone else? Who does it benefit? You or someone else? It's just like working in corporate America. You're working to make someone else rich. You're working to build someone else's dreams. So when you pay your bills, you're doing the same exact thing. But if I could show you a way to make some extra income every single month, would you be interested? Of course you would. And if I told you that just by paying some of these bills every 30 days, you could see a piece back for yourself. Well, it's true. You can. Listen, a year and a half ago, my good friend, National Director Ray Hendrickson, introduced me to this business opportunity, and I immediately started saving. I got into the business, and I switched over my energy. I switched over my cell phone, my home phone, my internet, my cable. I had cable vision. I switched over to Verizon Fios. I had AT&T. I switched over to T-Mobile. Yes, I went from brand name company to brand name company. I started saving immediately. My savings was anywhere from $150 to $250 every single month because I had given myself a discount. I gave myself a discount. And when I saw it work, I said, Eureka. How many of my other friends and family members would like to save money? So I started calling my mother, I called my aunts, I called my uncles, I called my cousins, I called my friends, and I said, hey, if I could show you a way to save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every single month or every single year on bills that you already pay, would you be interested in savings? They all said yes. I sent them to my website because we have an e-commerce website. They chose the product or service that they want to save on, and they started saving. 30 days later, the savings comes in. But guess what? Guess what? Aha. just because they became my customer, just because I was able to help them save money every 30 days, Now, wait a minute. Now, listen. Remember, I told you before when I was in the music business, I was looking for a way to create some residual income for myself. I found it with 5 links. Because every time I can help someone save money on one of these bills, when they pay those bills, I see a piece back for myself. I have now put myself in the income stream of creating residual income just like wealthy people do. Listen, residual income is the only way to sustain and perpetuate wealth. I don't care what you've been taught. Listen, look at the Rothschilds. Look at the Carnegies. Look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. I don't care who you are. In order for you to sustain and perpetuate wealth, you have to have residual income. It's the only way. Listen, working 9 to 5 for someone else is not going to get it. I don't care if you're making 6 figures a year. How do those 6 figures a year look after Uncle Sam takes his piece? Not so much like 6 figures anymore, right? You're paying more in taxes than the average wealthy person because they pay themselves first. They have business expenses. When I looked at this opportunity with 5 links, I saw immediately that I could not only save money in my own home and help my friends and family members save money, I could see a piece back for myself. 5 links is the vehicle that we use to create wealth. It's also the vehicle that we use to help change lives. Our motto is making money and changing lives. How many of you all are working 2 and 3 jobs right now and you can't even keep up with the days right now? You don't know if today is Monday or if it's Thursday. You're working yourself into exhaustion because you were told go to school, get a good job, get a good education, and you'll make a lot of money. All those things, all those, adjectives. But there is another way. And that's why we use 5 links as a vehicle. Listen, network marketing is a $182 billion industry. Our company, 5 links, is a $165 million debt-free business. Debt-free. Yes, I said debt-free. Some of the companies you work for are not even debt-free. Some of the companies that you work for, they can't even make payroll. Listen, 5 links, they put us in a position to where we can work in industries that you would normally have to spend thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get into. You would have to invest almost millions to get into some of these industries. Lights, gas, home phone, cell phone, internet, cable. Most people think that you need to run on Wall Street and start investing in stocks. And don't get me wrong, investing in stocks is really good. But you're gambling. That's like playing dice. You might as well go to a crap house and start shooting dice. We put you in a vehicle that you can not only create legacy with, but you can pass it back to your children. This business is willable. It's willable. If something ever happens to me, my family will be taken care of forever. Yes, I've now created legacy for my family. Again, legacy is how many lives have been made better because we have lived. So you're paying a residual bill every day. A residual bill every single month. My apologies. Why not pay yourself? Why not see a piece back for yourself? Listen, I don't know about you, but my flag is planted. National Director Ray Hendrickson, Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder, these 2 gentlemen, I love them with all of my being. If it wasn't for these 2 gentlemen introducing this business opportunity to me, I would still be trying to figure out how to sell a #1 record or running up in record labels right now trying to get my music heard, trying to get my music played. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to crush dreams. All I'm saying is this: you need multiple streams of income in order to live a better life. Listen, when I looked at the business, I saw a way that I could help everyone in my hometown, everyone that I come into contact with. I couldn't do it with music. I can't teach you how to sing. I can't teach you how to dance. But I can show you this business. It doesn't take a lot of effort to work a business like this. All it takes is a little bit of time, patience. Listen, you got to be highly ambitious. You got to be money motivated. You got to be coachable. You got to be willing to do something new. Most of us, listen, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and expecting a different result. If you're waking up every single morning and knowing that you got to get up, and the first thing on your mind is, man, I got to get up, I got to get ready, I got to get the kids ready, I got to get out the house, I got to get the kids to school, I got to fight this traffic to get to work, and then I got to walk in and possibly fight with a supervisor or a manager every day because I end up late because I'm stuck in traffic and they're tapping their watch, looking at me like I'm crazy, telling me that, listen, you're going to have another occurrence if you come in here. I'm going to have to write you up if you come here late again. Who feels like hearing that? Your day can't even get started off properly. Listen, you owe it to yourself to try something new. You owe it to yourself to give you a chance. If you're logging on this stream right now, if you're dialing on the call right now, I'm glad you dialed in. But I'm not glad you dialed in for the sake of listening to me or when National Director Ray Hendrickson or Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder is on. I'm glad you logged on because it lets me know that you're looking, you're hoping, you're wishing, and you're praying. And God is answering your prayers. It is truly my belief that when something like this, of this magnitude, comes to you, you have to take a look at it. You owe it to yourself. You've been working day in, day out, trying to make ends meet. Some of you all are closet criers. You go cry in the closet while your kids are in the other room because you don't know how you're going to get to the next day, through the next day financially. You owe it to yourself to take a look at this business opportunity. Let me encourage you to do so. It changed my life. It's changing so many other lives. Listen, when I was introduced to Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder, I was still looking at him as the gentleman who was on, in the credits from the BET network. But little did I know, this gentleman had created a massive empire. I mean, this guy is the number one author of a best-selling book called Redefining the American Dream. Go get the book. He tells you his telltale story from his rags to riches. And he's still fighting the good fight for financial freedom. This gentleman pours day after day after day, giving his time, his energy, his money, and sometimes even loaning his family to us to give us rides somewhere or cook us a meal. And he could be on the golf course right now. He could be on the beaches of the world right now. But he relentlessly gives of himself time after time. And I had to ask him one day, I said, Mr. Felder, why do you give of yourself like this? He said, Merecco, because you have to understand something. He said, I grew up extremely poor. I grew up knowing what it felt like to sleep in your clothes because it was so cold we didn't have heat in the house. I understand what it's like to be the youngest of 5 or 6 children and to wear my other siblings' clothes. I understand what it's like to, not really, have a pair of Jordans. Not that that's all important, but not to get your first pair of Jordans until you're an adult. I understand what it's like to not be able to choose the college you want to go to because you can't afford the college application fee. I understand what it's like to be in a college dormitory and not know what you're going to eat. I understand what it's like to have lack. So if I've been through it, chances are more people are going through it, and I would be remiss if I did not help more people. Well, that's a guy that thought like I thought. And that's why I follow this guy every single day. I hang on to every word that he says. National Director Ray Hendrickson, what can I say about this guy? Superlative. Great father, great husband. Always been a 6-figure earner. This guy is like the Martin Luther King of our industry. Many of you all work at jobs where you get training for a week and they send you off to the wolves and tell you, go get your job done. There's a stack of papers sitting right there on the desk. Go get it done. And they don't even train you properly. Mr. Ray Hendrickson created something called 7 Days to Success because he believes that, listen, it's not just about you doing a job. It's about you doing the job correctly, getting the job done. This guy has held my hand this entire time in this business. How many of you all have someone who sticks closer to your side than a brother or a sister? How many of you all who, through trials and tribulations, will be there whether you're right or wrong? This guy is the #1 trainer in all of network marketing, in my opinion. You owe it to yourself to surround yourself with people who care not just about themselves, but care about you, your family, your well-being, and your future. Listen, the law of averages will work if you start paying attention to who's around you. You have to be aware of the 5 closest people that you spend the most time with. I was reading a book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he said that his rich dad told him one day, listen, I can judge you just by the 5 people you spend the most time with. I can sum up what you make, I can sum up what they make, and I can project your future. Who are you hanging around? Who are you spending time with? Who's reaching back out to you? Who's offering you an opportunity? You know, we offer this business opportunity to a lot of people, and some people take it and they run with it. But then others, they look at it and they don't even give it a shot. They don't even give it a chance. But let somebody come playing 3-card Monte in front of them and ask them to put down $5 to see if they can win $10. And they'll pull the wool over your eyes. They'll say, oh yeah, you won. And they'll say, you know what? Let's double or nothing. Let's make it $10. Let's make it $20. Let's triple it. And then they sit there and they play the cards and they let you win again. Oh, you won again. And then they put, oh, let's put $100 down and I'll match it. And because like, well, I won this far, maybe I could continue to win. So you keep playing 3-card Monte. And then before you know it, bam, you lost. Some of you, that's called Russian roulette if you ask me. Some of you all are doing that every single day going into a job. You're working for 40 hours a day for 40 years to end up with what's not enough to begin with in the first place. That's called Russian roulette. And then you're told that, you know, with retirement, that you can live off that. Have you all been to Walmart lately? Have you all been to Sam's Club lately? There are people who in their 60s and 70s and 80s working in Walmart. And most people say, well, I'm looking for an opportunity. But when it comes to you, you look over it. When we bring you an opportunity, you look over it. Listen. Listen loud and clear. I don't know how many times I have to say this. You owe it to yourself to look at this business. It has changed my life. It's changed so many other people's life. You owe it to yourself. Just take a look at it. Go to www.5linxpaysme.com. 5linkspaysme.com. Just take a look at the business opportunity. Listen, if you have any questions, listen, feel free to contact Mr. Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder at run2diamond@gmail.com. Run, R-U-N, the number 2, diamond, D-I-A-M-O-N-D, @gmail.com. Run2diamond@gmail.com. Listen, get back in contact with the person that sent you to this video or put you on this call. Let them know that you heard a little bit about the information, you watched the video, and you want to know what's next. Listen, I know I haven't said enough today to help you to make a decision. I just wanted to get you to open up your mind and open up your heart a little bit more. If you're waking up every day and you're wishing, hoping, and praying for more, you owe it to yourself to take a look at this business opportunity. If you're looking at yourself in the mirror and saying there's got to be a better way, my God, there is. You owe it to yourself. I don't care what you've been told in the past. Listen, some people will. Yesterday, Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder, he was on this video, and he showed you the difference between what a pyramid is, because he hears so many people talk about, asking, is it a pyramid, is it a pyramid, is it a pyramid? And what we really think you mean is it a scam? It's not a scam. There's no way it could be a scam when we're in the Inc. 500, 5,009 consecutive times. There's no way it's a scam if we have a A+ credit rating with the Better Business Bureau. There's no way it's a scam if we're federally traded. Listen, just take a look at the opportunity. www.5linkspaysme.com. Get back in contact with the person that told you about this call, that shared this live stream with you. Watch the video. Write down some questions. Call them up. Get your questions answered. If they can't answer your question, feel free to reach out to myself or Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder at run2diamond@gmail.com. We'll answer your questions. Listen, I don't care whose team you're on. I don't care if you're logging on for the first time or you've been on here a million times and you need help. Listen, we'll help you. We'll help coach you. We'll help motivate you. We'll help train you. National Director Ray Hendrickson, that guy is a training machine. If you ever wanted to be in a business opportunity where people will hold your hand, then this is it. If you just ever needed somebody to say, I'll be there for you, this is it. You owe it to yourself. You not only owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family. You owe it to your legacy. You owe it to everyone that you come into contact with. You owe it to the family that's sitting at the dinner table, who will be sitting at the dinner table tonight, eating close to nothing. You owe it to the homeless person that you see standing with a sign that says, we'll work for food, or we'll work for money. You owe it to your children that maybe you don't have yet. You owe it to your grandchildren that haven't been born yet. You owe it to your nieces and nephews who don't exist or those who do exist right now. Listen, guys. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I just wanted the opportunity to be able to share as much as possible with everyone I came into contact with. My mother used to say to me all the time, son, wear your feelings on your sleeves because you never know when someone may need to take a tug at them. She used to tell me, you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Carry it. Somebody may need your help one day. So I'm saying to you, someone may need your help one day. It's not enough for us to go back to the hood and see our friends and our family members and say, man, keep your head up, or everything's going to be all right. You give them a pat on the back, or let's go, go get a meal together. And then when you leave them, they're stuck in the same predicament they were in before. You got to be able to, you got to be the common denominator. You got to be the person that makes the difference. Listen, it's not enough to do it for yourself. It's not enough to just take care of your family. It's not enough that you're just feeding your family. Listen, I just believe in philanthropy. And philanthropy is not just putting money in someone's pocket or writing a check out. It's giving an opportunity. Today, I was taking my car to take it to the shop today, and as I was at the stoplight, I looked to my right, and I saw a group of people standing there with picket signs for a company. I won't say the company's name because, I don't want us getting sued over this. But I pulled over and I got out the car, and I said, why are you guys out here? They said, unfair wages. We're being unpaid. And I said, by whose choice? And they looked at me weird. They were like, what do you mean by whose choice? By the company's choice. I said, no. You have the power to make the choice of how much you feel you're worth. You got to know what your worth is. You can't leave it up to someone else to tell you what you're worth. I don't care if you're sitting at a job and you're sitting across the desk from someone and they're sitting telling you how much they're going to pay you. That should be beneath you. You are worth more than $15 an hour. You're worth more than $20 an hour. You're worth more than just 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a year. God said we have dominion over everything on this earth. That includes your own paycheck. Write your own check. Don't wait on someone. Make the decision today that you're going to do something to change your life. Be the difference. Your children are watching you. Your grandchildren are watching you. Your neighbors are watching you. They're listening. And all they're hoping is that maybe you'll offer them an opportunity. Some people don't know better, so they don't know to do better. All I'm saying is, Michael Jackson said, make that change. Look at the man or woman in the mirror and ask yourself this question. Am I doing all that I can to take care of my family? Am I doing every single thing that I possibly can to live a better life? And if you're like, I don't know, that's no, there's no, listen, it's either black or white. There's no gray area. It's either you're doing it or you're not. Just do it. As Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder says, get it done. Just go get it done. Someone's waiting for you to be the difference. Maybe they don't know how to be the difference, and they're just looking to you. You got people who look up to you. You got greatness on the inside of you. Let it out. Stop being shy. Stop being afraid. Fear. False evidence appearing real. Listen, take a look at this business opportunity. Go to www.5linkspaysme.com. The number 5, PAYSME.com. If you have any questions, contact Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder at run2diamond@gmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox him, inbox myself, National Director Ray Hendrickson. We're here to help you. We don't get on this call every day for us. We get on here for you. We get on here to elevate humanity. We get on here to help build families, to build our communities up. I'm tired of looking on social media and seeing our children being killed in the street. It's not a race thing anymore. It's not. Because I'm seeing blacks, whites, Latinos, Asians, everyone. It's a community problem. You got to get your kids in better schools. You got to get your family in better neighborhoods. They deserve it, and so do you. Listen, everyone, my name is National Director Merecco Turner for the awesome, incredible Team TNT. I thank you so much for joining us on this call today and on this live stream. Listen, be a blessing to someone today. Go to 5linkspaysme.com. Take a look at the opportunity. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. And you owe it to someone who's going to come across your path. Until we meet you and greet you, continue to walk with the King. For we look forward to seeing you on the beaches of the world and at the bank. But definitely at the gates of the kingdom. For what would it profit anyone to gain the whole world and lose their soul? Until we meet you and greet you, have a blessed day. We love you. God bless you. This call and this video live stream is officially over. God bless.